Breaking news from the Indian cricket. Shubman Gill has now been handed over the reins of India's ODI. He is the new India ODI captain. Gill will lead the side in the upcoming three-match series against Australia starting from 19th of October in Perth. The 25-year-old opener has been in red-hot form recently. Earlier this year, he captained India in the World Test Championship Series against England and not only guiding the team to a 2-2 draw but also finishing as the series top scorer with a phenomenal 754 runs at an average of over 75. For this Australia series, India will also see the much-awaited return of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, the veteran batters who stepped away from the T20Is and tests over the last year, are back in blue jersey as specialist batters. Now, both Rohit and Kohli have been away from international cricket since the Champions Trophy earlier this year, but their presence is expected to add stability and experience ahead of the next World Cup cycle in 2027. So while Gill ushers in a new era of leadership in the ODIs, the return of the two modern greats ensures India's batting order will be a mix of youth, power and experience. All eyes will now be on Perth for the start of what promises to be a high-voltage India-Australia series. Joining me on the show and in the studio is my colleague Kabir Naqvi on this Saturday. Big news there coming by the way of ODI captainship. This was expected, as you were talking about earlier. He's the young blood and he is likely to bring in the much-needed reform and change.
Absolutely. I mean, I think everybody knew that this was going to happen. Why we're all talking about it suddenly is because we did not know whether this was going to happen this soon. Rohit Sharma was supposed to be, the ODI captain. And, you had so many other experienced players in the ranks as well. Shreyas Iyer, he could have been given the captaincy. He said that he wants to take time away from, red ball cricket. He doesn't want to do test matches for now is what we were learning. And now Shubman Gill. I mean, it's a great choice because look at the leadership role. Look at the leadership role that we have. We have Shubman Gill leading the T20 internationals as vice captain. He's now leading. He's already proved his mettle in England in the test series. All test series under ICC are, of course, World Test Championship Series. But to do it in a young team at his debut, captaincy in England, that was absolutely remarkable. I think he does have what it takes to be a captain. And with Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma now finally back into the team in Perth, like you pointed out, it's always going to be absolutely, high voltage whenever Australia takes on India. Right. One has to understand that it's going to be a great test. It's going to be a massive litmus test for Shubman Gill. But look at what he's already been doing. I think he's going to come through with flying colours.
All right. And if the test cricket is anything to go by there, ODI is also likely to be championed by Gill. Mahavir Rawat, sports journalist, also joining us on the show. Mr. Rawat, were you expecting it this early? Shubman Gill to be named as the ODI captain. Was this something that you were expecting this early?
Yeah, I mean, this was always there, writing on the wall, because, if you look at the way Indian selectors behave, you remember MS Dhoni quitting Test captaincy and then quitting ODI captaincy because, it just makes sense that you allow someone to build a team and it's very unlike Australia that we behave in India. Like in India, you prefer giving captaincy all three formats to one player. And also, in Australia, what used to happen was if you are not picked as a captain, then you yourself would retire from it. But over the period of time in India, we have said that, okay, let him play, let Virat Kohli play, let Rohit Sharma play. So this was always the writing on the wall. And I'm sure Rohit Sharma, the selectors did have a word with Rohit Sharma and they would have had a very positive feedback from Rohit Sharma about Shubman Gill. But to be very honest, this is not a surprise call.
Mr. Rawat, Kabir this side from the studio. Many thanks for joining us here on the broadcast. Just want to understand, there are several other names and, these are names that you just can't miss out. Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul, those are all senior names. Do you think this is going to create some sort of ripple effect or a disbalance in the dressing room now that Shubman Gill, of course, he's a great player. He's done great stuff in England. We all spoke about it. But is it too soon? That's the only question. Devil's advocate here.
No, I mean, I thought his test captaincy was a more surprise. But if you can make someone a test captaincy, which is the toughest format of the game, then I think ODI and white ball cricket is not such a big thing to do. And you mentioned many names. I'm sure these are names that just go around in media. The selectors were very clear from the day. Shubman Gill did very well in England. I mean, the biggest asset test of Shubman Gill, and look at his performance with the bat, with the way he has taken the team ahead, and with so many senior players, especially he would need the advice of Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma in Australia. So for me, Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul or Ravindra Jadeja or anyone you say was never in the frame for the captaincy. The moment Shubman Gill did very well in test match format, it was very clear that he was given, he will be given the white ball cricket. You see the way he has been pushed into T20. I think Shubman Gill, the Indian team would not have much effect if he is not a part of T20. But still, he's made to open with Abhishek Sharma. Even though we have Yashasvi Jaiswal, we have so many options. That means they are creating a space for Shubman Gill in T20. Only for the reason is that they want one captain across the format, which the BCCI is very comfortable with, to have one captain in all formats.
How important is it going to be? Because Shweta, you were earlier pointing out that we are not going to miss out on the Rohit, Sharma and the Virat Kohli factor this time around. Mr. Rawat, how important is it going to be that Shubman Gill, in a place like Australia, he's already proved his mettle in England, and we all know how the ball, reacts, on those English Yorks and, county pitches. But in Australia, to have the two stalwarts, specialist batters, Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma guiding Shubman Gill, this is the final passing of the baton that was earlier missing, isn't it?
To be very honest, T20 and the kind of leadership, look, earlier there used to be a whole huge hue and cry about captaincy, because captaincy was supposed to be an art to manage players. It was more about man management. It's about changing behavior. But right from the last 10 years, if you look the way captains are groomed in this country, right from their under 16 days, they don't have to make any decisions. I mean, your coaches tell you what to do. Your selectors tell you what to do. I mean, there are so many, people feeding you in information. So I don't think captaincy has become such a big issue now. But yeah, I think that Indian team will as such do well whether Shubman is captain or Rohit is captain.
All right. But would it be fair to say that hopes will ride very high in Perth?
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
I said, would it be fair to say that hopes are going to be very high for India's victory in Perth, given that there is addition of power, new blood, and change in leadership as well?
Look, India, as such has been doing great. Why? Because Australian wickets have already started behaving like in Indian wickets. Whether you go to England, whether you go to Australia, whether you go to West Indies, the wickets are the way we have been used to it. Where are the characteristics of a good, like if you go to Australia, there are wickets which used to always have something in it. Now all the wickets are used for T20 cricket, for ODI cricket. So I think, at the end of the day, I don't see too much of a difference in the kind of approach. And it's a 3 ODI it's a 3 ODI series. And it's too smaller series to either judge anyone or not to judge anyone. But I think the selectors have gone for a long-term thing. They think that, having a stability. Also, let's think from the selectors' perspective and also from the BCCI perspective. They don't have to deal with 2 captains. They have to deal with one person across all 3 formats for the next 10 years. So that one problem is solved for them.
About the vice-captain, from the selectors' perspective again, what about the vice-captain, Mr. Rawat? Okay, captaincy, everybody, we have consensus on Shubman Gill. What about the vice-captain? Shreyas Iyer, you've got KL Rahul. That's the other question that I was trying to ask and understand. There is some sort of a power dynamic. People can, throw a smile on their faces, but maybe behind, in their heads, they are irked. Yeah, of course, people are aspirational. And somebody like Shreyas Iyer, who's been doing so good for Team India, he would want, the laurels come his way as well.
But I can give you an example where a person was vice-captain in one series and he was dropped from the other series. Come on, vice-captaincy, you already have so much. Look, the problem with us is we are seeing so much of change in the way cricket is being played. But we are not seeing the change that is going in the dressing room. You have fielding coach, you have batting coach, you have bowling coach, you have analysis. Where is the decision making power of an individual coming? Before you go to the toss, there are 10,000 stats thrown at the captain. If you win toss here, you will lose. If you win toss here, you have to bat. There is due coming. Everything has become very mechanical. So I personally think that the role of a captain is being overhyped right now. And vice captain, I'm sorry, but I don't even know who the vice captain is, and I don't think that that place is that important right now.
All right.
And there is no guarantee. And by the way, there is no guarantee. Earlier it used to be that the vice captain is being groomed for being captaincy. But when your captain is only new, I don't think this is the trend that goes right now, that your vice captain is going to be a nest captain. It's just maybe you honor someone, or, someone is more calmer than the other. I mean, vice captaincy roles. Come on, you can see now every feedback coming from the dressing room. There is a coach.
Very recently, Mr. Rawat, very recently, I mean, I'm just thinking out loud, very recently when Rohit Sharma could not play that test match against Australia, I think that was Perth itself, the first test match of the latest, Anderson-Tendulkar series. I think Jasprit Bumrah had to step in. He was the vice captain. He was made the captain. He got the bump. And look at how he delivered. He single-handedly ran riot across the batting lineup of Australia. So can we really say that the vice captainship position is not as important? But then again, let's circle back to, Shubman Gill. We have a 75% win
Bumrah
rate.
was already a captain. Bumrah had already been the captain of a test playing, had already captained India. So you can look at it twice. That was it a degradation for Bumrah that Shubman Gill was given the captaincy, or was it the promotion of Shubman Gill that he was given captaincy? So I don't want to get into. All I am saying is that the captaincy is little bit getting overhyped these days, with the continuous feedback that you get from the dressing room, with the continuous stats being provided to the captain. I mean, there is hardly that he has to decide.
Okay. Shekhar Vijayan, sports commentator, also joining us on the show. Mr. Vijayan, do you agree that there is a lot of hype about who's going to be the captain, but everything is pre-decided? It's perhaps more mechanical than it was about a decade ago. So perhaps a captain is captain for the name's sake. Every decision is taken prior to getting on the field.
No, I think on the contrary, I think it's a good thing that Shubman Gill is the captain for India, or the ODI captain, because his predecessors, Rohit Sharma, they were not fit, or they were technically not equipped to also lead the team. We had the issue in Australia. Now with Shubman Gill coming in, there's also uniformity, there's also consistency, and there's also youth. You're looking at him being an all-format captain for all the three formats, if you can. And that's what he's doing, and he's also delivering. So I think we need to give them a chance. We need to also look at a change which needs to happen in the Indian team. And with Shubman Gill coming in, where he's played so well in the not just T20, but I'm talking even in IPL. From IPL, Test cricket, and now ODI, I think it makes absolute sense when you're doing a change of leadership. You're doing it in such a uniform, in such a consistent manner, which also augurs well for the team members. The captain plays a very important role, and the relationship of the captain with the coach is also equally important. So I think this promotion of Shubman Gill, where he's replaced Rohit Sharma as ODI captain, was just waiting to happen, because Rohit Sharma has not been playing this format very regularly. He's been unfit. He's not been technically very sharp also. And they were all signs which were there before this. And it makes absolute sense that Shubman Gill is the captain for the ODI team.
Mr. Vijayan, Kabir this side. I do side with your opinion on this, because I feel with all the data that's now also coming across, Mr. Rawat makes a credible point that there is so much of data at play. Administration has such a great role. The dressing room backstaff has such a massive role to play in today's time that almost most of the decisions are taken by the team. But there is the captain's nod, and I think it puts a little bit of, extra pressure on the captain as well. What I'm excited about personally as a cricketing fan is that I saw Shubman Gill go aggressively against Ben Duckett and Zach Crawley at the end of one of those two innings. And it would be great to see what happens with the Australian side, because, India versus Australia is such, a tight and nail-biting affair. But coming back to the captaincy and the role, let's draw a stark comparison here. You've got Rohit Sharma, who has a 75% success rate when it comes to the ODIs. Out of about 55 odd games, we've won about 45 games. That's the statistics. That's what they tell us. What are you hoping and expecting? Because the team team was different. This time around, look at how Ravindra Jadeja has been missed out. He scored his half century, performed really well with the bat in England and, yesterday in Ahmedabad as well. But he misses out over here on this team sheet. Now, the teams are also changing. The success rate, how will that come across under Shubman Gill and his team? And, of course, Shreyas Iyer playing a major role as his deputy.
I think it augurs very well. We have always been talking about Shreyas Iyer getting a leadership role. Now he's become a deputy. I think that's important. The second thing, this is also part of succession planning, Kabir. Kabir, between you and me, I never thought that India would play so aggressively in England under a new captain. When we didn't have any stalwarts like Rohit Sharma or even Virat Kohli. The fact that the Indian team played so well head-to-head with England speaks a lot. That it also speaks about Shubman Gill's run-making skills, his captaincy. He led the team quite well. We have to also remember that he's a very young captain. When Rohit Sharma started off or Virat Kohli started off, they were also young captains. They also didn't have many wins under the belt. We need to give them some time. And the fact that he's going to go to Australia, he's going to be a captain there, augurs really well. He's also got a team which knows him. He's also got a team which has played with him. He's also got a team which has grown with him. Like you've got Abhishek Sharma and you've got these other players who are also playing in the IPL, other people from the IPL. So it augurs well. I think it's a gradual step for him to move in from, say, Test captaincy to ODI captaincy and even T20 captaincy. And with, Shreyas Iyer coming into the leadership role, it was always expected. Shreyas Iyer is somebody who's got great leadership material. He's played so well in the IPL. Whatever chances he's got, he's delivered. See, Kabir, there's a lot of talent in the Indian team. What we are looking at is leaders, people who can lead the team. And Shubman Gill is the best example. Shreyas Iyer is the best example. And even with Ravindra Jadeja missing out, I think it's all a part
Too many cooks spoil the broth, and maybe too many leaders are going to spoil the plot. That's also one thing that has to be taken into account. Mr. Rawat, what do you have to say on that particular front? Of course, age is a massive factor. He's a young blood. But with that comes, its own sets of challenges. So far, he has shown maturity, hasn't he?
Look, I'm again and again saying that the mindset of the players have changed. The compositions of the team have changed. Earlier, there was not that much of cricket. Right now, what the selectors and what the players understand is what is my role. Earlier, the captain used to make them understand that this is your role. But now, over the last 6, 7, 8, 10 years since the IPL has come, we understand that, look, I'm an opener, this is my role. I'm a middle order batsman, this is my role. And as a captain, there's hardly anything that the captain has to. These players are so professional. They need what they expect. They know that what is expected of them. Yes, and maybe all that the captain can do is make an environment where they can just express themselves. And also, like Virat was there, like Virat changed the way we played cricket. I don't see Shubman Gill having a direct impact on the way just as Virat has, because literally Virat took the test team to a different level. The kind of fast bowlers that he developed in India was up to a different level. Earlier, when Dhoni was the captain, we always used to win matches on turning tracks, but it was Virat Kohli that took the level of fast bowling to a different level.
Right. So, but Mr. Rawat, isn't it too early? Isn't it too early to call out whether he's doing well or not doing well? Perhaps we need to give more time to Shubman.
I'm not even saying whether he's going to do well. It's just the kind of character Shubman Gill is. Let's understand that to be a captain, you need to have an individual first, and then you are a captain. But then Virat Kohli was naturally aggressive, whether he was batting, whether he was bowling, and somehow when he tried to be over-aggressive in England, I thought that this was very unlike Shubman Gill. You don't know Shubman Gill to behave like that, because had he been like that, he would have been like this. Like Shubman Gill is not a new kid on the block. He has been in international cricket and in IPL cricket.
Is it the right call, Mr. Rawat, or would you have somebody else in his place at the moment?
To be very honest, as I said,
look at
the team that it doesn't matter.
You've been saying it doesn't matter. You've been saying it doesn't matter for but I'll tell you what, Shweta.
It's going to matter to Shubman Gill.
Come match day, it's going to matter to
everybody.
1.4 billion Indians. I'm sure about that.
I think with that, I think we're going to let it go. Mahavir Rawat, Shekhar Vijayan and Kabir, thank you very much, all of you, for taking time out for joining us.